What is life path number 1? Before we get started, if you'd like a free reading to help you discover your true soul path, click the link in the description below. Now on to the video. The One Life Path teaches the importance of believing in yourself and satisfying your need for independence. You want to lead your own life on your own terms, and are perfectly able to take care of yourself, stand on your own 2 feet, and get what you want. The One Life Path represents progress. This implies that steps must be taken which lead to higher goals, one at a time. Each step is a goal in itself, and your knowledge of what you want and how to get it can result in the achievement of large-scale ambitions and recognition for your effort and ingenuity. 1 is the number of self. Others may see you as self-centered or insensitive. They may resent your positive drive, often wishing they possessed more of it themselves. Self-centeredness is inevitable because the self is precisely what you came into this lifetime to learn about. You must learn to appreciate who you are and accept that some opposition from others is inevitable. When self-centeredness becomes self-awareness, and then self-acceptance, and you become more comfortable in your role of leader and/or pioneer, others will be less inclined to react against you. The One Life Path provides the physical and mental energy which keeps you busy and attracts you towards action. You must lead your own life without the constant influence of others. You can never be happy while you need their approval. But you will gain their admiration if approval is not what you are seeking. Your impatience must be recognized, and in some cases, toned down. You need an appreciative audience, but the one pace is often too fast for others to keep up with. How can you lead if you are moving too quickly for anyone to follow? On the other hand, when your following slows you down or distracts you, you are likely to break free abruptly, leaving them feeling hurt, abandoned, and confused. It may seem that you are retreating or running away, but it is usually a matter of you pushing others back in order to reclaim your precious time and space. You may need to develop a little more patience and tact. As the song goes, 1 is the loneliest number, and the feeling of having to go it alone is common on the One Life Path. Others can be so resistant to your ideas and needs that the only person you can truly lead is yourself. It can be lonely at the top. But because 1 is the first number, being at the top, being first, is your natural place. You will gain the maximum satisfaction from this energy when, instead of using it to compete, you use its pioneering vibrations to carve new roads in areas that interest you the most. You need frequent periods of isolation so you can focus on what is important to you. To meditate is to focus, which means that you are often meditating without consciously doing so. Concentration is one of the splendid gifts of the One Life Path and is the key to achieving your desires, particularly once you learn to see the big picture instead of only small segments of it. When you find the courage to go your own way and do what feels right for you, others will support you and applaud your independent manner. Do not deter them with an attitude of superiority, intolerance, or resentment. Practice the art of leadership by welcoming and encouraging your following, while confidently maintaining your position as originator and leader. Others soon realize that you will not be tricked into anything that goes against your grain or best interests. Other people play important roles in your life, but dependence, in any form, is unnatural for you. This does not mean that you cannot be an excellent partner, spouse, parent, or teammate, but roles, schedules, and purposes may need to be defined, and parameters may need to be set as to how much of yourself you are comfortably able to give. Others need to know that while you will sacrifice when necessary, you will not waste time or money on those who refuse to help themselves. You thrive around those who possess an independent and creative nature. However, clashes of ego are common on the One Life Path. Your positive outlook is admirable, but you must be careful not to deny life's negative aspects because they do indeed exist, and are an important part of life's balance. If a problem is not accepted as a problem, a solution may never be found. One of the most often denied negatives on the One Life Path is that of becoming addicted and attached to things, situations and people that enter the life alluringly, only to become challenges to your freedom. The One Life Path emphasizes independence, so always be aware of your dependencies and addictions. Some will be obvious, while others will control you more subtly. You must recognize, admit to, and overcome these challenges. Your dependencies are what stand between you and the creation of a fulfilling life, traps that you yourself have set in place because you are afraid of your potential for greatness. It may be difficult to accept that your fear of success exists. To you, fear of any kind denotes weakness. But fear is not the problem in this world. Not being able to face our fears is the problem, the pretense that we are not afraid when we really are, and often, with good reason to be. Denied fear does not allow us to differentiate between what needs to be feared and what does not. So try not to deny your fear of being judged for being different. It is only by accepting and loving your uniqueness that you will be able to sense, avoid, or deal with unwanted situations. Denial of fear will slow down your progress to the extent that you will be unable to take important steps unless you have the support or approval of others. Your nature is to move progressively, step by step, with each step falling into place, creating yet another foothold, then another, which will lead to something greater. Yours is the nature of constant forward movement, and you cannot allow your denial of fear, or denial of guilt for being afraid, to stop your progress. When you are unsure of yourself, you may still want to lead, but you will have no idea of where you are headed, and others will then reject your ideas, beliefs, methods, or lifestyle. Once you stop looking to others for approval, you will gain an acute sense of direction and will be able to accept a meaningful leadership role. Recognize your talents and use them freely, without compromising your individuality. Follow your driving force, your will, your feelings, senses, and instincts. When you reach this level of confidence, opportunities will present themselves which will lead to the recognition and material and financial rewards you desire. You have strong personal needs, interests, and ambitions, and you must follow your own convictions to achieve them. How else can a pioneer operate? Others disappoint you when they do not share your passion. There seems to be no reason why they disapprove of you so much. You dare to be yourself. Your will is strong. You get things done. So why don't they accept you as you are? Perhaps you must learn that everyone's needs, desires, and levels of consciousness are different. What interests you may not interest them. Everyone is evolving at different speeds and under different circumstances. Everyone's personal nature is different. You are usually a wonderful example of free will, but you must allow others to be who they are too, and accept that there are no set ways to live and evolve. Once you accept yourself for who and what you are, you will be able to teach others about the importance of their individuality and their need to be original and independent. Humanity has outgrown its need for idols and heroes. We need truthful information instead that encourages people to live their own lives. You have much to teach about self-acceptance, determination, free will, creativity, and personal satisfaction. But you can only fulfill this potential by being self-accepting, independent, creative, satisfied with your own progress, and eager to break new ground and forge the way for others. You may hide your self-centeredness well, but it is there anyway. In some people, this could be viewed as an adverse trait, but in you it is natural and beautiful when it is balanced with consideration for others. You must learn the difference between self-acceptance and selfishness, egotism and self-deflation, impatience and indifference, being too cutting-edge and too old-fashioned, too rigid and too easygoing. Learning about the self means learning about ego. Without ego, you cannot know who you are. Those who say we must bury our egos in order to be spiritually whole, forget that in order to be whole, the ego must be allowed its right place and serve its right purpose. The ego is part of the whole. We cannot deny it without denying part of ourselves. You must learn to balance your personality between having too much and too little ego, so that deep meaningful relationships and free creative expression can be experienced. This way, your ego can evolve along with the rest of you. It is natural for your ego to fluctuate wildly at times. That is how you learn to balance it. When you are being yourself and following your heart, life and love will flow easily for you. Problems will arise when you deny or exaggerate your feelings. Being yourself means being comfortable with yourself, exactly as you are. Others may see you as someone who could do better if you would only push yourself a little harder. They are more aware of your rich potential than you are. They can sense your true capabilities. But you prefer to live your life on your own terms and do not want others setting your goals or agendas. You can be stubborn. Yet, in a crisis, you can amaze everyone, including yourself, as you step up and efficiently save the day. You are not meant to follow the crowd. Instead, you must find your own truths. Your role is to be original, creative, influential, and satisfied. It is your place in life to stand alone, ahead of the crowd, creating your own fulfilling reality as you go. Be original, take the initiative in all your life's affairs, and free your will by denying nothing about yourself and how you feel. Take care of your own needs first, and you will be able to take care of others when necessary, with an uncommon degree of compassion, humility, and understanding. Intent is powerful energy, especially on the one life path. If your intent is loving, love will materialize. Your relationships must be looked at realistically because they will only flourish with those whose egos are already balanced, those whose intent is to balance their egos, those who appreciate and encourage your creative and pioneering spirit, and those whose sense of purpose is as strong as yours. You are a strong, ambitious person who is attracted to the strength and ambition of others. By loving your fellow travelers as you want them to love you, love will flow abundantly.